Tell us in the comment. Don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with everyone you know.
How about you, Sir Mon? Yung mga dami ng competitions mo.
Well, you know, what Stephen said was very well said. You know, in every athlete, you will always experience failure.
Yes.
You will always experience defeat. I had my shares of defeat. I mean, bad ones that you'll cry and lock up yourself in the room and not go out. Sometimes you'd even curse and say you don't want to train anymore and don't want to practice anymore. Okay? But the stronger person, through the years, now I'm older, when I look back, I realize that what makes you strong in life, or what makes you strong inside you, what builds your character, is not the number of victories that you have gained in life, but the number of defeats experienced. And more importantly, when you fall in life, it's the number of times you pick up yourself and continue the war of life. That builds character. So if you give up and you don't continue, you're not strong.
Speaking of the pain aspect, because you said that before, inevitably masasaktan talaga kayo. It was different. It was a different Taekwondo game in the past. Do you think that pain aspect lacking at present affects the game of the younger Taekwondo players?
Well, for me, it was more exciting back then.
Yes, I agree.
The fights were
For
more
you,
exciting. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, old school Taekwondo was more powerful, devastating, really exciting, and I wish they can go back to that. Explosive kicks. I mean, man, it was different. Now, of course, I'm not favorable to how the system of the judging and the foot fencing. You know, it's not my kind of Taekwondo that I grew up in. But, you know, the world is changing. Things are evolving. Different time, different place, different people. You know, I'm not the president of the World Taekwondo Federation. I don't have a vote in it if you prefer old school or new school. Like Stephen said, the protection in the Olympics, that's why they added a lot of protective gears because they didn't want the athletes hurt. But, you know, it took out the magic of what Taekwondo was for me. I mean, you know, if you bring it back to the way it was, wow. I mean, that was an era that, you know, I don't know if it will ever come back. But that was an era where Taekwondo was really Taekwondo. That was our generation. That was when Taekwondo was like devastating, scary. When you say you're a Taekwondo black belt, people would fear you. Holy cow, this guy can kick and break your ribs.
But I'm sure, subukan natin invite yung iba pang of that era. Kasi ang iba talaga, Rika, I'm telling you, if we only had videos there, ang iba talaga. Yung ano,
Even
there's that saying, di ba? No pain, no gain. Ganun kami nun.
Sabi nga sa amin nung sa team kami, no guts, no glory.
Yes,
Kailangan may
yes.
guts ka, Monsour. Eh, sabi naman ng isang kaibigan ko, kalimutan ko na sino, na-knockout ako sa Korea. Iyak ako ng iyak, knockout ako, napanood sa lahat ng TV. Sabi niya, at least nag-medal ka. Sabi kasi nakalimutan ko sino nagsabi, no guts, no glory. Yan. Sabi ko, ayun, too much guts, you'll be sorry. Knockout tuloy ako.
Okay.
No guts, no glory daw. Ito, too much guts, I'll be sorry. Knockout tuloy ako. May medal ka naman kahit na-knockout ka.
Anyway, we really have to go. Inakinukot na ako ng ating production team. Let's give Sir Mon and Sir Stephen their final words if you want to greet anybody or promote anything. Let's start with Sir Mon.
Well, I just want to tell the listeners to, you know, take care of yourselves. I mean, we're facing a pandemic that's more than a year already. And, you know, hopefully, sana I hear a lot of Filipinos are scared to take the vaccine shot. I already took my vaccine shot, my first one. My second one will be on August. I guess the sooner we can all be vaccinated and herd immunity could happen, and hopefully we can go back to normal life. But stay strong, don't give up. I mean, I know it's tough, it's hard. I mean, I'm having a hard time, and I know the people who are less fortunate are probably having a harder time. But let's not give up hope, and hopefully this will all be over. We can go back to normal life. We can all meet each other, see each other, and live the same life we used to live before March 2020. And hopefully, let's pray for our country that we have good leaders next election. Let's choose good leaders so that if we have our country arises with some problems.
Thank you, Sir Mon. And Master Feds.
Ako naman, unang-una, nagpapasalamat ulit ako sa iyo, Brian, for inviting Mon and I. And of course, it's a pleasure also to be with Rita in this session, the show. And tulad din naman yung sabi ni Mon, we have to be resilient. Being in sports, we must not give up the fight. We must continue to live on. We have to adjust to the times because we will need to look forward to the day that this will be over. And if there are bad days, there are even more better days ahead of us. For the Taekwondo community, continue to practice, get better, and let's make our country proud. For all the athletes there, let's continue to be in sports, to improve ourselves, not just physically, but again, to improve ourselves mentally.
Your final words, Lika.
Yes, thank you so much, Direct Brian. And I'm very, very happy today because it's so interesting to hear your stories, Sir Mon and Sir Stephen. And I hope there's a part 2 because, as you said, Sir Mon, I can relate. I love hearing your stories and all those great experiences you had competing. I learn a lot from your stories. And I hope there's a next time because we want
Definitely.
I still have a lot of questions to ask you.
Why don't you invite them to your podcast?
Yeah.
Diba?
Maybe I also have a show. I hope I can have you there in my show also. Yes.
Yun. Kasi network naman
Let us know lang,
kami.
just let us know.
Marami. I'm telling you, Rika, marami pa tayong hindi-na-cover. Believe me.
I believe you and I'm excited for the next time. Yun
There will
lang.
be a next time, most definitely.
Yes.
Again, thank you to you both, no? And of
Thank
course,
you.
nakasama na natin si
For
Boyet.
that in the next episode.
Yan, ayusin natin, Rika, yan. Sa'yo
Yes.
naman, ikaw lang, mag-change places naman tayo.
Yes, gladly.
Okay, just let us know. We'll be there.
Alright, so everybody have a good dinner. Si Rika tapos na. Ako may isa pa akong podcast. It's about health. Thank you, Sir Mon. Thank you,
Thank
Sir
you,
Ben.
Brian.
Thank you, Rita.
I'll be
Thank
looking
you,
at
Rika.
See you again.
Good night.
See you again, brother.
Partner Pen,
Good night.
see you. Talk to you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Likewise,
Okay.
talk to you.
Okay.
One mind, one mind,
Bye-bye.
one mind.
Bye-bye. One mind.
Bye-bye. One mind.
One mind.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.